Jesus got to the cross, remember when they put those thorns on his head, when they whipped him, blood came out. But salvation did not happen. The veil did not tear. The veil of the temple did not tear. Everything was still in order. So they flogged him, they whipped him. These were before the cross. And then he got to the cross. When they nailed him on the cross, blood came out. Hope you remember. But the salvation happened then? No. They were processes. These were the process. They nailed him in his hands, on the leg. And then in the book of John, the Bible talked about that somebody pierced him by the side, and blood and water did what? Came out. For blood and water to come out from a man's body means that all the blood in his body were almost centered in his stomach. For all the blood, because the guy pierced him, blood and water came out, and they bear witness. Listen, that blood and water that came out is not. Can we stay there or can we leave it? He shed his blood, because you are hearing Jesus shed his blood. When? Because right from day one, even at birth, he was circumcised. In circumcision, blood do share. Except you have not witnessed circumcision. It's very painful for some. So that's why for me, I don't support circumcision. But that's where some deformation starts. So what we are talking about, because when you hear Jesus shed his blood, the first question is, he's been shedding blood since. So salvation would have happened 8 days after Jesus was born. Do you know, someone asked me a question and said, sir, if Pharaoh's plan had worked, when the wise men came to tell him that a king is born, and then he started looking for how to kill, and killed all the 2 years downward. If Pharaoh's plan had worked, and God did not speak to Joseph to go to Egypt, and they killed baby Jesus, will salvation be consummated at that time? Tell me. Are you sure you're with me? You know why? The Old Testament is a shadow of the New Testament. So put it this way, the New Testament is the substance of the Old Testament. You know what I mean? Shadow and substance. Shadow is not the real deal, but substance is the real deal. So the New Testament is the substance of the shadow Old Testament. Did you grab? Did you catch it? The shadow Old Testament. So the Old Testament is the shadow. There's no shadow you will light up, mountain you will climb up, coming after me. So that's the shadow. So now that's the problem we are having now. In this body of Christ, people are still wallowing in their shadows. They are still wallowing in the shadow Old Testament. They've not understand that that's a shadow and there's a substance. So what it means is this: you don't use a shadow to justify who a man is. You can't use a shadow to know the height of a man, or the body size of a man, or the weight of a person. You can only use the real person, which is the substance, to know the weight, the height, or the body structure of a person. Are you catching what I'm saying now? So pay attention very well, because we need to understand the Old Testament foreshadow the